I'm back again, here to ask you one very important question. Do you want to be happy? Comment down below and let me know, and if so, then join me as I get to my tip on happiness soon. Today, I'm going over the next book that I read, which is Herland. Alright, so I actually adored this book. I loved it. Quick read, not that long, and simply powerful. The only reason why I have this is because of a political science class I had a couple of years ago, and although I loved the class, I was not able to read all of the recommended books. It wasn't even recommended, it was actually like, you have to read this, so let's act like I actually read it then. Since I finally read it, I'm glad that I didn't sell it back. I might miss that cash though, but you know what is money in the face of learning? Debt. Anyway, so the story centers on three young men who are very intelligent in these different sciences. One is a biologist, another is a sociologist, and another is an anthropologist? Yes, anthropologist. And the gist being that the biologist is kind of misogynistic, but he also thinks, okay, everyone thinks he's a lady killer. You got that game. But the sociologist is more of a poet, and he grew up in the South, so he kind of worships women. And then the anthropologist is kind of between them. He's not misogynistic man, but he's also not like a lady worshiper like the other one. So what happens with these three young men is that they stumble onto an area where there are only women for miles on miles, and have been for 2,000 years, and they are enclosed. They are like completely surrounded. They can't, like, the women were trapped there by some volcano thing, and so they've just lived there for 2,000 years. No men, just women. Give me a ticket. No. Alright, so what happened is that some biological transformation happened where they were able to reproduce without the help of any men. Power to ya. So these men, they get there and they think, you know what, if there's no men, there's not going to be any advancements. There's not going to be, and they're going to be like savages because they haven't been exposed to the outside world. And you know what, women are petty and catty, and they're going to argue all the time. So that's what it's going to be like. However, everything that they believe, no matter how little misogyny was involved, is wrong. Now, I'm not going to give away anything or too much because I actually really want you all to read it. It was so good. However, I will share what I learned. What did I learn from Herland? What I learned is, at some point, the misogynistic character, he kept questioning the femininity of these women of Herland. He kept saying, you know what? They don't dress like the women I'm used to. They don't act like the women I'm used to, wearing frilly dresses and silly little hats, and they're stronger and smarter than him. So how could it possibly be women? And so the anthropologist, he comes to this realization. He says, you know what, I'm realizing these feminine charms we love so much aren't actually feminine. They're just reflected masculinity, developed to please us men because they had to please us, again, men, and in no way reflect what it is to be a woman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Essentially what he's trying to say is that they thought women were petty and catty and all of those things, but really the women that they knew from back home are no different from the women of Herland. The only difference is the women of Herland are allowed to be who they really are, but back where they come from, the women there are petty and catty and all of those things because they had to be. They were in a society that made them need men, and those men only wanting them if they were those things. Like, just think about it. Just think about through history where women were told, don't be smarter than him, don't win, don't make sure you let him win, even if you are actually really good at this game. Like, women had to pretend that they couldn't do certain things, And it wasn't true. So what did I learn about happiness? What I learned about happiness is, the women of Herland, they were able to be who they were and they were happy. If they wanted to build buildings, they did. If they wanted to study science, they did. If they wanted to go to the gardens, they did. And you know what? They were happy. And their nation, Herland, advanced so much because they didn't have hidden geniuses pretending to be dumb. They had geniuses who were out there making discoveries and figuring out the world. So, if you want to be happy, I think we have to first start by not pretending to be something that we're not. Don't pretend that you like something that you clearly hate, and don't pretend to be someone that you're clearly not. Be you. Be beautiful, because only you can be you. Okay? And you know what? The things that you can do as yourself are always going to be better than the things that you could do as a fake you. All right. Hope you enjoyed that tip on happiness. I will be back on Wednesday. See you soon. Happy trails, everyone. Bye.